Hello, everyone, and welcome to this beautiful evening of Blackline Championship Series matchups here. A playoff spot on the line. One team will get it, one team won't, but I'm not here on my own. Next to me actually is just my overlay. It is my background, but also next to me is the beautiful voice of Mia. Welcome in, Mia. It's been how many months since we've last been on the stream together? Back when we last casted, Ruins Carball was still a thing.
Yeah, it's been a very long time. It is good to be back. It's very comfortable being back here, seeing the familiar face of you, Sporty. It's always a pleasant face to see. I mean, it's actually be very interesting. This is the first time I will be casting something that isn't women's carball with you. Actually, I think I've only ever casted women's leagues with you.
Yeah, and only Team Wappa as well.
Yeah, and only Team Wappa. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, well, again, we'll get into this, and as you mentioned, yeah, the first time you've been here, again, I don't know how many months it's been since we've last, been able to be on the stream, but ever since then, a lot of things have changed. One, I'm now an adult. Weird to think about it that way.
I know, right?
And two, I have a new overlay. Last time we were on the stream, I did not have this overlay. I had the original orange overlay. This is now the red, blue, and pink one, but
Yes, I see
talking
it.
about the overlay. I love it, by the way. I've had this thing for a month.
It looks good. I like the colors.
Thank you. It's the same colors as the logo. Which I don't think has changed, even last time we. But, let's talk about the upcoming matchup here. We keep like I know before stream we kept
getting distracted.
we keep distracting each other, but our match here is not one you can distract yourself with. UConn Blue, to the University of Connecticut esports team, which is actually quite nebulous. It's been in this Blackline Championship Series for a while, and Cloudy Blue, a team that is trying to get to the playoffs for the first time in org history.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this, both of these teams, sitting 3-3 in the middle of the table, trying to claim one of those last two spots in that Group K. And I mean, looking at this, they're tied on series. There's a bit of a game differential on them that just a win's going to be huge, because that Group K, those four teams in the middle. I mean, it's going to be coming down to trying. If either of these teams can get a win and a sweep, it's going to be huge for them.
Even if it's a sweep or not a sweep, reminder, if they win, they make it to the playoffs. If they lose, they're out. That's how simple it is. The final week of the regular season.
Oh, I see.
If they lose, they don't make the playoffs.
They're done.
This
It's not
is week
even
7 of
margins.
7. It doesn't matter anymore what your game differential is.
You.
It only matters in
just
seeding.
you need to win.
At this point, for these teams, their seeding is already going to be pretty terrible. Being in the bottom two teams out of your group is not a good thing. Going into a playoff bracket, which has, I believe, like tons of teams. Like it's 4 teams, and I believe there's like 8 or 9 groups. It's a big league, if you're wondering. And yeah, they just need to win to make it in. And what I also find so interesting about this is also the fact that Cloudy Blue made a roster change. They actually kicked off one of their old players, replacing I don't remember what's his name. Actually, he left. Actually, I should probably say he left. Player in Mr. Twister now replaced by Sam Gaffer. So Sam joining in a last week change up to see if things can change in their way. It's a very gutsy call here, Mia, but it's one that they are trying to do here because so far the season has been pretty terrible. And going up against UConn Blue, Lamb is he's a guy who's been in this league for a very long time. So expect him to have that experience come through. So they need to see Cloudy Blue changing something, trying to make something a little bit easier for them.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes changes are needed. Sometimes people leave. Sometimes you push people out. But like having a week, I don't know anything about this Sam Gaffer. You really hope that they're at least familiar with the team, so that there's some kind of a familiarity within a play style. Otherwise, it's still trying to get used to somebody who you're not used to playing with against a team that is going to be pretty comfortable playing with each other, and that can always be an uphill battle.
Yeah, I do know there's a good amount of Cloudy Blue fans in the chat, and again, UConn. Actually, Lamb has actually been in the Premier Series before, I think, and so he's high ranked. He's actually like GC3 now as well, so he's one of the highest ranked players in this league. At least what I would know of. You don't get much higher than GC3. There are like 72 teams, so it's a big league. But again, we'll see how these teams go here. And just getting ready, reminder: the last week of the regular season is here. Everything they did before doesn't matter. All that matters now is just winning. And well, for UConn, the one thing they can say that they have in their favor, did beat the number 2 seed in Team Ignition in week 1. They're the only team to have done that. Even Cloudy Blue, who played them just last week, they lost. UConn won. So maybe that's something UConn can take with them in this series. It was a long time ago, but still, having anything to bring you confidence, I think is going to be helpful here for this UConn side.
Yeah, I mean, sitting where they are. I mean, with how they've done. I mean, they sit fourth. They do sit above four other teams that they have accomplished something. And I mean, beating the second seed team. And I mean, looking at this, yeah, sure, they did it in week one, and that's a long time ago. They still had that. I mean, if they can beat a team like Team Ignition, who's 5-1 in their group, you know, you think that it should hopefully translate over a little bit. I mean, I know that the Rocket League math doesn't really like to work that way, just because you beat one team doesn't really mean a whole lot when it comes to other teams. Each team is different, but they do have that kind of win under their belt, which gives me some belief in them at least.
Of course, again, Cloudy Blue joining in. Again, it actually is going to be with, I believe, there's sub in Sam coming in here as well. So Tiny Tin's in, Foreign is in, and I believe Sam Gaffer is in. So it is a pretty big deal for Cloudy. Again, they're bringing the sub in. It doesn't get much more stressful than this. You come in at the end of the season, only to meet with a match where you have to win. If you lose, you don't make it to the playoffs. And reminder, Cloudy Blue has never made it to the playoffs. They played last season. They did not get out of the group stage either. I don't want to have that same thing repeat itself.
That is a lot of pressure. Yeah, coming in brand new last week. Need to win to make playoffs. Team has never made playoffs before. There's a lot riding on these series. There's a lot riding in these games. It's going to be a battle of nerves. I mean, I don't know how much these two teams have played on stream, but I know as somebody who has cast a lot of games and has played on stream, is that the stream nerves are real. And especially when you get into games and situations like this where the games have very clear outcomes. Week one, if you lose, that's not the end of your season. As you've said here, if you lose, it's the end of your season. That knife just cuts a little bit different, and we'll have to see if Cloudy can keep it together. I mean, it's going to be a lot of anxiety for that new guy.
It is going to be, as you said, a ton of anxiety, but I mean, this is the kind of situation they are in here. Thank you for the follows, Gil and Paperwing. Everyone's followed us recently as well. Thank you for the follows. Welcome to the stream here. As again, Cloudy Blue also heard some here off of a 2-week loss streak here against the two top teams. Electronic Athletic Organization, Team Ignition. Ironically, we'll be seeing them play each other later this week on this stream. But other side, UConn just got a win last week against White Falcons, a 3-0 sweep. Now, obviously, White Falcons are a team that will not be making the playoffs. The other two are teams that will, but still, they also have momentum. There's a lot of things here that you can talk about that are in favor of UConn, but I don't know if there's anything in favor of UConn if Cloudy Blue can get off to a good start. And knowing this Cloudy Blue side, they're, playing against such good teams and actually looking really good those last 2 weeks, even with their losses having been as strong as they were, as bad as they were. This is a team that definitely again has experience, has played against tough teams recently. That might help them here as well. It might give them an advantage, even if they are coming off of 2 straight losses.
And coming off of 2 straight losses against the top seed and the second seed, and even then, it's a loss. But they took a game in both of those series. Like they took one off of Dino, and they took one off of Ignition, which it's obviously with Ignition, it's not the 3 wins that that UConn was able to get, but taking a game off the 2 top teams is not the easiest thing to do. I mean, there is some fight in that team, even if they're not able to fully compete at that level for an entire 5-game series, that they can still win games.
That's ironic. Skyrisers just said hi. Hello, Skyrisers.
Hi, Skyrisers.
I stole one of your players.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, hi.
I stole one of your players here. They're now mine.
Former players now, actually.
Yeah, former, actually. I should probably mention that. But, so, hello, Skyrisers. They're always in the stream. I guess I should have expected that to happen.
Yeah.
But you also know who else is also in the stream? UConn is. So let's get this series underway here. As I can't spell good luck. There we go. Good luck to both these sides. Let's get into the best of 5. The final week of the regular season. UConn Blue, Cloudy Blue, Blue versus Blue. But this matchup will only be for the teams looking for green, looking for a spot in the playoffs. Here we go.
And off of this, just Foreign Terrace take it off the wall, but that is... Let me give these names a quick read. Yeah, UConn will be Wigmean, Lamb, and Makatuch, but Cloudy Blue going to start this off. Tiny Tin putting the first one in, and will be sided with Just Foreign And Cam G is what was it? It was Signifer.
You can call him Sam.
So that is who Cam G is. So everyone is aware of that.
Yeah, but Cloudy Blue off the early start here is Katouche looking for the response forward. Lamb shooting as well, and again, I mentioned, if there's anybody to watch out for, it's going to be the guy who's had experience at the top level. It's going to be Lamb. He's been on this UConn org for a while. He's been in the Blackline Championship Series so often, and he was on the Premier Series just recently, so he knows how to play against some of the scariest teams out there. This is a guy that you gotta watch out for, but Wig trying to take it the other way. Flip reset, going for it. Foreign gets the block, and, well, we haven't mentioned it yet, but the defense on Cloudy Blue has been something to be really impressed with in the last couple of weeks. It's one of the reasons why they've taken games off the top teams. Can they provide it here, especially now that they're up by a goal?
Ooh, and this ball soft forward. Cam taking this off into the corner. Lamb going to try to find a touch. Can't get this. Tiny Tin bringing this down the other way. Doesn't have a whole lot of boost. Gonna get Foreign has a touch, but Makatuch is back with this, trying to collect this up. Has no boost. Gets a flick. Gets it high. Tiny Tin off with this into the corner. Has this on the wall. Lamb around one, bringing this into the corner. Grabs that boost. Trying to collect this ball. Looking for somebody. Can't find anybody. Makatuch with the demo. Has no boost. Seeing so far, really, it's been UConn Blue seems to be getting possession of the ball, and then they're not really having a whole lot of boosts. As Cam almost dunks that one over the top of the over the defense.
Yeah, and I think one thing to be worried about is that Cloudy Blue speed. They, again, have had to play against some of the top teams, and against Team Ignition last week, that was the one thing Ignition had struggles with, was this pace of this Cloudy Blue side, and right now you're seeing, you know, this UConn side, and specifically, I think, Katouche, who's, again, sitting on that backfield so often, he's struggling because Cloudy Blue are dunking him a little more often than he'd like to admit it, I think, here, and so far, again, for Cloudy, that pace, definitely trying to tear holes to the UConn Blue side, but a giveaway there from Sam. Foreign. Lamb puts it in the midfield. Tiny Tin is out of net, but he will get the save. And, well, so far, it's a little bit of back and forth, but the back and forth, Cloudy Blue are eventually winning it here. Now, a bump on the back line. To say a miss. Foreign, he's got it. It's goal number 2, and Cloudy Blue are living in it right now.
It's a great play. Tiny Tin going forward, gets the bump too. I wasn't sure from the original angle. Seeing that on the replay, he does get the bump. Not much Lamb can do when that bump is had, and sure, you wish that first shot goes in, but third is there for the rebound, puts that in. Full team play to find that goal. Sometimes it's what you need. Sometimes you need a little luck. Can't find it there. Foreign just a little wide on that far post. Tiny Tin back with this one in the corner, trying to get around. This one's open out in front. McTouche misses, but Foreign can't find that one on cage either. Foreign trying to get back to this ball, can't get there. Lamb gonna carry this one out the other way, has it around one, looking to come in, gets a bump. I'm not sure if that was a backflip from Tiny Tin, but Lamb gonna put it in.
But what are you supposed to do here when you see UConn whip the ball in front of the net like that? Poor Tiny Tin, he's got little, if anything, to do there to stop that. It's one of those plays that you see coming at you, but it deviates in a way that you couldn't possibly expect. And UConn Blue, their first goal of the series, it's a strange one, but for a team that's right now getting firmly outplayed, every goal matters.
Yeah, just having one on the board, sure, might not be the cleanest, might not have been one that you should have had, but you have it, it's on the board, it counts, you're only down by one, you can work with that. Sometimes you get given goals, and that's just how it is. Even if you don't really want the goal, they're going to force you to get it. That's a fantastic save from Cam G on Lamb on that point blank shot, not able to do anything. Makatuch with the 0 boost challenge on the wall, has no follow-up. His team did have some room to get some boost, but can't continue this attack. It is cut off at the midfield. Makatuch up, and Tiny Tin in the backfield, just lurking, waiting. Seems to be the third when things get a little hairy, and still just a little low on boost sometimes. But that's a fantastic shot from Tiny Tin.
And, I mean, you saw Cloudy Blue, they were really trying to force it out. It was Sam who was trying to lead that play, but in fact, it's not him who's going to get this clear. It's Tiny Tin, and he'll get the follow-up as well, but what I love the most about that is that demo play, Foreign getting in the face of that UConn Blue defense. And, well, right now for Cloudy Blue, That's exactly what you're looking for, is that aggression, is that ability to get in the face of UConn, because it's only making things tougher. But a big mistake, and in comes Lamb, a second for UConn, as this one gifted straight to their front doorstep by Sam.
Oh, Cam G took one away from Lamb earlier, and he gives it back to Lamb right there. You need a better touch there, but that's a great capitalization from Lamb, though, is to be up to find the angle and get that goal, keep your team in this with under a minute to go. It just really has felt like a lot of these goals have just been quick bursts. So there's really not been a lot of, not that there hasn't been development of pressure in the offensive and defensive zones of these teams, but they just seem to be going down and putting the ball in the net, as there are two from Cloudy Blue who put that one off into the corner as we come down to 30 seconds left in this first game.
Cloudy Blue searching, Wig in front, trying to be that clutch player, but instead he'll find Lamb on the other corner. Cloudy missed there from Lamb, as Cloudy now will clear this one away. Mkatouche up, Wig looking for one more touch straight to the net, but Sam Gaffer will keep it out, and Cloudy Blue clear it away again. A big clear still. UConn looking for something here in game one. Their playoffs quite literally depend on it. But they can't find anything, as this ball will eventually hit the ground. And it's Cloudy Blue who come out on top in the very first game. 2 more to go before the playoffs can be secured for them.
It's a good start. I mean, I liked what they brought out. I liked the offense. Some of the defense was a little questionable at times, but the defense held up well enough. I think that the 5 saves on 7 shots for Cloudy Blue, I mean, that's getting the job done. It's just what you need. I liked the offensive pressure as well that they were able to generate. A lot of offense really felt like in that game. 9 shots to 7, just not a lot of scoring. But there is certainly something to be said looking at this as Cloudy Blue's shooting, putting up 9 shots, scoring 3, but UConn Blue only coming up with three saves, and that's not on UConn Blue as much as it's on Cloudy Blue for missing 3 shots. And they win, but that could end up being a concern going forward.
Yeah, so many teams that want to play fast end up kind of misplacing that offense, and I will say, for Cloudy, one of the best ways they did score was not because of good shooting, it was because of the demos. It was the easy shots that they put in. The ones that seemed easy to say, but because there was no one back, because they got removed, that's what allows Cloudy Blue to be that successful. And going in the game too, maybe we'll see them shift to focus on that a little bit more to make things even tougher for this UConn side, because right now, UConn, short for, as you mentioned, University of Connecticut, these guys have, well, right for now, they haven't looked all that perturbed. And even with last game, with them being out pressured, they still found their chances, still found their plays. And they're still looking for it there with that air dribble. But again, I would not be so comfortable if I'm Cloudy Blue, because UConn is right up there with them.
Yeah, you certainly can't rest on your laurels. You still have to come out and win 2 more games. You're going to have to find a couple more goals as an early chance is turned aside. Another early chance turned aside. Another try from Wigmean. Can't find the target on this one, as we are seeing some solid pressure coming out of UConn as Just Foreign pops this one up, gets this one back, and UConn just going to wait very patiently for him to try to play this ball out. That's a fantastic bump, but that one can't fall in. Cam somehow using the post to find that one off to safety in the corner, and UConn has come out firing in this one.
Yeah, it's a great start for UConn. I'm loving this relentless midfield from them. It's not the offense that's doing it, it's the midfield. That's how they're holding this pressure so often for Cloudy Blue. They're, again, trying to see if Sam can lead that charge through the midfield, and he just gets stuffed by this UConn side. But here he comes, and that one stuffed as well, as UConn playing defense, and they don't look as comfortable back here as they did upfield. And right now, Cloudy looking to take full advantage, but Lamb in the midfield. Sam, what a shot! That one's gonna find its way to the net. Sam Gaffer struggled getting through the midfield, but he won't struggle bringing that message to the UConn Blue back row.
And great job from Foreign to be able to stay behind that ball going into the corner to get that 50 into the corner to send that out into the middle for Sam is such a tough play to be able to get behind that ball and do that. And this one, awkward for Tiny Tin, handles it very well as this one is chipped out into the middle. But Foreign has this one around, could have a shot on goal, but Makatuch is there. Tiny Tin up, doesn't have the boost. Gonna leave this for Cam, who misses. But Wig gonna bring this the other way. Has Lamb looking for the bump, getting it around one, but Tiny Tin is back and just going to send a soft shot on, and that one got a little too dangerous. That ball just tantalizing out in front of the net. Tiny Tin knocking it across as they back off, and Lamb able to play this one forward, Foreign into the corner with it, and some solid defense popping up. And it really seems like Cloudy Blue has adapted pretty well. It seems like that they're weathering these offensive pushes from UConn a little bit better.
They are. Again, you can feel like these teams getting more and more used to each other. They're a lot more comfortable and going upfield. They respect each other a lot. There's a whole lot of defense being played, as you mentioned right now, Mia. But so far, it's only a 1-goal difference, Cloudy Blue, with the only solitary point on the board. But UConn looks to add to it. That one will go to the back corner. And for UConn, again, that midfield being put to work. In comes Wig. Tiny Tin, dunked by Lamb. Katouche is on the other side. That one off the corner.
Ooh.
But it will go to nobody. It's now Cloudy Blue, a 2v1 chance. But a great early challenge. That should slow the play down for the very least, as this Cloudy Blue side trying to find a way to break through that net. But right now, that UConn Blue midfield just making things a lot more difficult for them than they want it to be.
It just great challenges on these follow-up balls out of Cloudy Blue. Didn't get a great shooting opportunity at the end of that play, but it's that pattern of behavior that's going to provide them the opportunities, and it's what has provided them their opportunity that they did convert on this game. But besides that, Makatuch trying to take this ball the other way is sent off. Foreign can't get back to it. Lamb going to clear this one out, but not before Tiny Tin sends this one into the middle. Wigmean trying to get this one forward and sends Lamb flying. As Foreign has a flip reset around one, can't find the 50 behind the second. Wigmean able to take that one out from underneath him as the defense rushes back. It is just cleared back in. Cloudy seemingly perfectly fine, just sending this ball in, sending it on target. Is that one's off the post and just a little wide.
You can see Cloudy Blue, you can sense they're getting closer, and really a lot of these clears for them. Well, it's not the way I like to see offense made. They're perfectly content with it. And right now, it does work in the current game plan, because they are wasting time as that one. I thought Sam Gaffer would get close to it. In comes Foreign. Flip reset again, but this one left up. Sam gets past Wig. This one slowly going to the net, but Lamb will get the save. And for UConn right now, things are looking a bit squish in this back line. They need some breathing room, and that's what that clear will do for them. But it won't give them that room for long. Here comes Cloudy the other way. Foreign stopped by Wig. Sam has a high pinch, but this UConn back line not going to relent. Tiny Tin, damn it away. 10 seconds left. Can UConn get a chance? Katouche, Sam already up to it. 0 seconds now. Is this one going across the goal? But for UConn, they need to keep it alive. They won't. Game 2 goes to Cloudy Blue, and now only one game away to take the series and to qualify for the playoffs. They have 3 chances for it as well. For UConn, now they must make a reverse sweep.
Well, this is a very, very, very long road back for UConn. I really think bringing in Sam Gaffer it looks like it's done very well for Cloudy Blue, and I mean, with everybody readying up, this UConn team is ready to go, ready for Game 3, ready to see if they can get a reverse sweep started. They've been close, but they still have been. It's really still felt decidedly in Cloudy Blue's favor. I mean, not just in scoreline, but it really has felt like that they controlled the games, that they really weren't in too much doubt. And I think it's going to see if we can see UConn take a lead at the start of one of these games, rather than trying to have to fight from behind, because I don't think we've actually gotten, or have we gotten to even see them play with a lead yet? As that one's off the crossbar, but this one's sent back on, and Cloudy Blue up 33 seconds in.
Well, to answer your first question, I don't know if UConn Blue took the lead in Game 1. I don't think they did. But they definitely won't be taking the lead, at least for now. Here in Game 3, a great follow-up chance. And right now, I think the real thing about these teams I'm noticing, it's a battle of pace and not a battle of quality. And Right now, Cloudy Blue's going to win that game based just purely on speed every single time. It's, for UConn Blue at least, the way to beat this team. I've seen every team do it. The teams that have beaten Cloudy Blue have done it because they have good plays, good shots, good opportunities. As that one cleared away by Sam Gaffer, and Cloudy Blue nearly got caught on the back line. Lamb, again, trying to lead this UConn Blue side, but unfortunately for him, that shot comes up just short.
And like those are the ones that, you know, you have to score that. There's no mincing words. There's no sugarcoating. You have to score that shot if you're going to win games. If you want to make playoffs, if you want to do anything in playoffs, that shot has to go in the net. I know it's hard, but Foreign showing us you can hit some hard shots. And as a fantastic pass from Tin, Foreign up and just beats Wigmean to that one, sending it to the back of the net, and 2-0 lead. And still a lot of time left, but Cloudy has really shown themselves that a 2-goal lead is fairly solid for them.
It is. UConn Blue with the offense again. The big thing they need is they need quality plays, and they need to score on these quality plays they've gotten. Right now, it just feels like they're throwing things to the wall, still trying to see what works. It feels like they're still in the test mode since game one. They're just trying to see what works through Cloudy Blue and not realizing what will, as that one saved by Wig, as Cloudy Blue again getting close to that net, but UConn back to the way. Lamb, dribble with it, trying to get that flip reset, but Sam won't let him pass, and Cloudy Blue another big clear. And at this point, this is going to be a little more annoying than anything for UConn, because it not only just wastes time off the clock, it also means they have to reset the defense, and the position they need to just escape right now, especially again with these 2 goals going to probably take everything they have.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot as Foreign tries to put another shot on and can't find the back of the net. But it's going to be a lot of defense from UConn. It really seems like Cloudy has no problem just moving the ball forward, putting some pressure on it, and telling UConn, come and take it. Come and take the ball off of us. We're going to put it in your half, earn it, and get it back the other way. And it really seems like it's about midfield. It's about what they can do right now. And then Cloudy just puts it back in, and the rotations seem to be so solid that they're just there. They're just there when they need to be, with the boost that they need to make the plays that they have to make. And it can be very hard to play against, and they get one. UConn get one.
I think you cursed it there, because as soon as you said that, Sam immediately overcommitted out of his net, so that's bad timing there. Guess what? If you want to blame someone, blame Mia. Please blame Mia for that. Me. As what are the ranks of these guys? GC2. This is like a GC2 level. I think Lamb has hit GC3 in the past, but this is definitely at the very least GC2. Here as, again, Cloudy Blue on one side, UConn on the other, and UConn 1 goal close, trying to tie this game up, as you said, make that reverse sweep, but Cloudy pre-jump from Foreign. He was looking for that opportunity to really shut down UConn, but it won't work that way. And for the UConn Blue side, I'm running out, but with only 1 goal needed, they can wait a little bit. They can take the time. They can really measure up these plays. It doesn't feel as panicked anymore with 1 goal on the board. Now looking for a second. Lamb in front. MK2's auto goal. It bounced off of Foreign, and UConn Blue have tied the game up.
Oh. And what a fantastic read off of the bounce, and to get it softly out. And Foreign is just a little foreign with where he needed to be relative to that post, and there was enough room for that ball to squeeze between him and the post, and it indeed did that. And just like that, UConn back in this one. They're tied. They found 2, which is good. This is great. This is something we haven't gotten to see from them. Getting to see them play a minute and a half where it's tied. This ball out in front could be dangerous. Lamb not there quick enough. Sam Gaffer able to get this one out. That one softly up top. Foreign able to clear this one off. UConn looking like they have quite a bit of the momentum right now, trying to capitalize one more time, take a lead in this game in regulation. But as Sam Gaffer goes to the ceiling with this one, sent over, this one's out front. Makatuch has the good touch, but Tiny Tin able to keep this one in the zone. Is up, gets there first too, very speedy to that challenge. As UConn struggling to break out of this defensive half, and they finally get there with a little bit of work from Wigmean, who is doing a hell of a lot of work, as Lamb gonna try to put a shot on, and Sam Gaffer is there to make the save.
Yeah, and right now, Cloudy Blue just trying to break out. Sam with absolutely nothing. He's been that kind of that that heart of this team. It feels Sam here. He's coming in. He needs to prove himself as the most recent addition, as the sub for this team now, kind of that replacement for Mr. Twister, who played on this team every single week before, and he's definitely shown up to that, but can he do it one more time here in Game 3 to send Cloudy Blue to the playoffs? Tiny Tin to the back line. Lamb, miss, Sam! Oh, that's just above the net, and it will be Wig to try to take it away as Cloudy Blue will let this one hit the ground. We're going to overtime. If Cloudy Blue scores, they go to the playoffs.
Boy, the tension here is crazy. UConn gonna try to keep their season alive, and this one's dead on, and it's gonna be over just as fast. Cloudy Blue finding the winner 7 seconds into overtime, completing the sweep, weathering the storm that is UConn Blue, and it is cloudy days for UConn and sunshine for Cloudy Blue.
Cloudy Blue will be going to the playoffs. That win secures it. A 3-0 sweep. No questions asked. A brilliant performance for a team that, again, has had some rough matches as of late. They've had some rough matches. They kind of, 2 weeks ago, a lot of people would have said this team, they were like the second seed only a few weeks ago. A lot of people would have said this team is most certainly making the playoffs easily. And now, obviously, with the more questions raised on them, with them making that roster change, obviously things have worked. They're going to playoffs. This is the first as well, I believe, in org history. So, for this cloudy organization, this must be an ecstatic moment.
Oh, it has to be. Securing playoffs is always a fantastic feeling, and especially when you have a little bit of tension. I mean, it wasn't even you just win in regulation in Game 3. You have to win an overtime Game 3 to secure the sweep. I mean, it's always nice, and making playoffs. Sure, you want to win playoffs, but you can enjoy just making it there. And congrats to everybody on Cloudy Blue for managing that. And I mean, yeah, if it is their first time making it into the playoffs in this league, I mean, congratulations.
As we are going to get a little interview with, I think, these guys. We'll just move into the correct voice call because they can't join this voice call. Here, let me quickly do that. All right, here we go. Let me make sure I get these guys in because we got to interview the team that made it to the actual playoffs. That it only feels fair. As again, what a match that is for that cloudy side. They again. Impressive result for, again, I've seen these guys a good many times, but I don't know. I think this might be the first time they've won on this stream, at least the first time in a while, but I believe it might be the first. And again, for this organization, again, it's a feel-good moment because they don't have to worry about it anymore. They don't have to stress about the what ifs or the whatnots. Now it's confirmed they're going to that bracket, and admittedly it's a long bracket. There's so many teams that make it to the playoffs, and it is a big double elimination. Let me still make sure these guys are in it. But again, big double elimination bracket. But for this team, that doesn't matter to them right now. Just happy they actually make it.
Yeah, you put your foot in the door of this dance that is the playoffs, and you have more chances. If anything, through winning this game, they gained themselves 2 lives. At the start of this game, they had 1 life left in this series. So breathing some life into them as they are able to take this one into the playoffs. And I mean, that is I'm looking at this bracket, and I mean, even an upper bracket run is an absolute slog, let alone a lower bracket run. But you get to make those runs as we get these guys in here. Welcome, gentlemen. Congratulations on your win.
So,
thank you.
Welcome in. It's nice to see you. You guys actually were able. You got to win when it mattered most. We haven't been able to have you guys here. I think at all yet. So this is a nice little first for you. I mean, how are you feeling now that you secure your spot in the playoffs? It's been a couple weeks, I think, in coming and a couple weeks away, but you guys are able to finally secure it.
I'm feeling amazing. We finally got a dub on your stream, and it's one that matters. So I'm just feeling amazing. We made it. That's all I wanted.
Very nice. So I will start off the questioning here because we're gonna grill you a little bit. We'll give you some softballs, but we're gonna grill you. I want some info out of you. We're gonna squeeze this rock for all it's worth. But what was the hardest thing to get around UConn? Like what was something, like what were you running into that was causing problems? Because while they were close and it seemed like you guys were fairly confident, there were some moments where it seemed like y'all slipped up a little bit and it got a little sloppy, got a little close. Like, so what were they doing that was stopping you guys from playing
You
your game.
know, I felt like we had control of the whole series. Really, it's just
Mhm.
like little moments when they had the pressure on us on our side. We would panic a
Mhm.
little, but then we ended up pulling through, getting back to where we were, pushing back on their side, getting some goals back.
Mhm.
We just wanted to make it close. That's all.
Of course,
That's what
always,
you want to
always
do.
for content, always for
Yeah,
content.
yeah, yeah.
And to add on to that, again, having your matches against an Electronic and as well as Team Ignition, the top two teams in this group, and for you guys, again, I know it was probably one of those scary situations. Just look at the second half of your season, and you go, "Oh dear, this is a scary second half for our season. These are not, these are not nice teams. These are going to be tough teams to play against." And you got a real beatdown from those sides, and during the series, did you ever remember kind of about last season? Did you ever think about last season? You guys didn't make it to the playoffs at that point, so again, I don't even know if any of you guys made it to the playoffs before, but kind of at least last season, not making it into the playoffs on this org. So, what were you thinking about that at any point in the series, especially, with those last 2 weeks having been such devastating losses?
Yeah, I honestly was last season. I mean, we had roster changes at the end as well, which really put us down. But then we have one this one, and it turns out great. So now I'm just looking forward. Really, it's all ahead, all ahead.
So bringing up that roster change that you guys made, I want to, I guess, touch on that briefly. And have you played with Sam Gaffar much before? Like, are you guys familiar in any way? Do you guys just Q2s, threes, whatever in your own time, or is this somebody who you've had to uh, learn to play with over the course of the past week?
We played together for a solid month, like a year ago, and then he just hit me up like a few weeks ago talking about playing. And
Mhm.
then we had some stuff fall through, some internal things happen, and then he stepped up and he stepped up big, not gonna lie.
Yeah, he certainly did. Truthfully, it really looked like you guys played the chemistry there looked solid. I mean, if I hadn't known that he wasn't that he had only been on that team a week, uh, I would have told you were lying to me. I'm gonna be real. Like you
Yeah,
guys,
we he got on 5 minutes before the match. He had traffic coming back from work. He got 5 minutes of free play in, and then he showed out.
he showed out. He showed up. He did what he needed to do. I mean, he brought his lunch pail today.
Yes, sir.
Again, what a brilliant series, though. Again, I would love to keep you in here as long, for a while here, Tiny Tin, but obviously, I can't do that. So I'll just end off with this one again. Just like, tell me kind of how it feels to now finally be in the playoffs, to be able to get the play in the playoffs. It's going to be a long playoff bracket. I believe it's longer than the regular season camp is at points. So you guys are gonna have a very long playoff bracket, and it's double elimination. It's a very scary bracket. So, is there anything you want to say about kind of the fact that you're going to the playoffs and it's going to be a very long road to go because there's going to be so many matches in there, and for you guys, you can make a big run there. It's going to require week in and week out tons of commitment.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna sneak through. I'm not gonna lie. We might take an L in the upper bracket, but the lower bracket is gonna be ours. I know that. I know that for a fact. I know we got one of the bad seeds, but we gonna come out. We gonna show out.
Is there any last things you want to say here? Yeah, to
I
Tin?
got nothing. I love the confidence. I love the outlook going forward for you guys in playoffs. Wish you guys the best of luck.
I appreciate that.
Before you go, Tiny Tin, you finally get to enjoy a bit of a continued tradition here on the stream of doing shoutouts. So we'll end off this interview with a
Oh
little
yes.
shoutout section. It's now your time to do it, Tiny Tin. Maybe we'll see you here again as you guys play in the playoffs and continue to do that. But for now, again, is there any shoutouts you have? Any last things you want to say? Kind of at the end of the regular season, there's a lot to reflect on. So, is there anything that you want to mention? Anybody that you want to thank?
Of course, I wanna thank Foreign. He's been there throughout the whole season, and then Sam for stepping up, and then Adeki. He's one in our clan too. He's great. He's amazing, and he just pulls through for us. He gets us motivated really with his speeches before games, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Again, congratulations on you winning and making to the playoffs here, Tiny Tin, and to the rest of Cloudy Blue. Hopefully, we'll see you guys again when you guys do play in the playoffs. But for now, have a great night, and we'll see you soon.
I appreciate it.
Well, yeah, what a little ending there. Nice to talk with Tiny Tin at the end of that little match and to see Cloudy Blue make to the playoffs. I know for you, you may not be as experienced with this team, but for me, I've seen these guys in the last few weeks, so I've been rooting for these guys silently in the backgrounds. Like, I'm so happy to see these guys in the playoffs now because I think they fairly deserve that spot.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly seems like that they've had some adversity during the course of the regular season and seem to be hitting their stride. And I mean, there's nothing more endearing than an underdog that seems to be putting it together at the right time. That seems like it'll be a fun team to watch going into the playoffs, and I really do hope that they find some success there. It seems like that this roster has some potential to make a deep run.
Again, from me and from Mia here, and Mia, is there any last things you want to say? Any final messages? Any shout outs? Anybody that out there?
Oh, I don't
there's a lot
have
of
any
people
shout outs
listening.
besides just saying thank you for having me on. It's been great to be back on stream with you. Really, it's been too long. We should do this a bit more. That's all I got.
Fortunately, we will be again here on Thursday. So
Yes, we will. We will.
and that's going to be a big match. Team Ignition, Dino Electronic. I know they'll be excited to be participating because those are teams that have been on the stream a lot. Again, to all of you though in chat, thank you all so much for joining. Thank you, of course, Mia, for joining me as well. It's always fun to have.
Thank you for
friends
having
joining in.
me.
Oh, you're welcome. As we'll get a little raid going, we'll end up the stream here. Thank you all so much for joining tonight. We've got some no matches scheduled for tomorrow, but if we do, you'll know where they are. It's SportyFCRL on Twitter or X, however you call it. And of course, in my Discord server, and of course, here, SportyFC. Obviously, go support Mia, aka Blade, or Blade Struggles, as well. But for me and Mia, thank you all so much for joining. Take care.